All right. Welcome everyone to this student interview. I'm here with Johanna. Great to have you here with us. Johanna, why don't you go ahead and tell people a little bit about who you are, where you're from, how you got involved with Dakota and myself and Remote Business Academy, and just kind of give us an intro on yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm Johanna. My husband is Morgan, and he was actually the one he saw you guys, I guess, on Instagram probably last fall. And he's always looking for, different ways that we can bring in some extra income and this just seems like something that would be both right up both of our alleys. I'm much more of a like sit behind a computer and work type of person. And he's a sales guy. He's a in sales. So we thought we would be a good team as far as I take on more of the behind the screen stuff while he did more of the talking to different contractors. And then we got started in the fall. Really didn't start building websites until like February of 24. And then had a baby kind of in the middle of that. So it's kind of taken us about 6, 7 months to really get a little bit more momentum, but things are starting to pick up now. We've got about 5 sites that are starting to really gain leads. We've got 2 that we're really close to having some rental agreements with. We're from, I don't know if I said this, we're from Arkansas, from Fayetteville. Yeah, so
That's
I don't know if
awesome.
I missed
That's
anything else. Yeah.
great. Yeah, no, that is great. So now remind me. So you're a mom, just had
Mhm.
another baby. Congratulations. How many kiddos do you guys have?
So we have 3 kids under 3.5. So
Wow.
it's kind of crazy right now. We started digital real estate before I decided this, but I've been a teacher for 13 years. This is my first year that I'm not going back as a teacher.
Oh
I
wow.
resigned because having 3 kids in daycare is crazy expensive. And so I'm home with them full time now. And so I just kind of do, we don't, we just kind of do digital real estate like during nap time.
Yeah,
But it's nice. Like it gives me something to work on and gives me a little bit of purpose outside of just being a mom and kind of fills that, working like void for me. And hopefully we can get it going to where it really becomes a significant source of income for us. But yeah, it's been a good outlet for me for sure.
that's great. That is so awesome. So yeah, I remember when you were first jumping on the calls, you were in like maybe lunchtime
Like
in
lunch
your
break, yeah.
classroom. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So it sounds like in the last 6 months or so, you guys have really hunkered down and gotten more serious about digital real estate. Obviously, had a baby in that 6 months time too, so there was probably some time
Yeah.
where some more important things were going on, right?
Right.
Um, but in that time, you've been able to you said you have 5 sites now, right?
Yes. Well, we
Okay.
just published a sixth, but it's very new. Yeah.
Perfect. Now, let me ask you, Johanna, did you have any experience building websites before joining Remote Business Academy?
Not at all. No.
Okay. Was that like, did it seem daunting or kind of how has that process been of learning that new skill?
No, I wouldn't say it was daunting. Like I was a teacher, and so I'm used to creating lessons and doing things on the computer. Like the website building itself wasn't too bad. It's more of like the off-page stuff, like once you get it built. That's been really interesting to learn about like what's going to make your website do well and so it's all just been I've just been trying to learn as I go and it's like as long as I'm learning something new every day and moving forward, then we're good.
That's awesome. That's great. So, and if we look at it like, okay, in 6 months, 6 websites, that's about a website a month, building and working on it pretty much just during nap time, it sounds
Yeah.
like, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. I've got about like a good hour a day. And then sometimes when they go to bed at night, I'll work a little bit on new websites, but I am still working currently on my 5 that I have out there just to kind of like do Facebook pages and or Facebook posts and try to keep it looking like it's I don't know, trying to gain some momentum on the ones that I already have before we get too many new sites built.
For sure. Yeah. And that's a perfect way to do it. So now you have two sites that have started to take off in the last couple of weeks. You've got one that you're working with a contractor who's agreed to pay you 10% on jobs that go through, right?
Yeah.
And then you have a tree guy
Yeah.
that in the last, was it the last week or what's been that time frame? I know he's paid you $500 so far.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
So I've been in contact with him for a couple of months now, and I've sent him a few leads, or a few referrals. But just recently, I did start running a Google ad for him, and leads have really picked up. And he lands just about every job that I give him. He's great, and so he's really excited because his business is doing well, and he's got, his goal is to have an extra job or two a week. And I've been able to help him get get those jobs. And he's paying me 10% on every job right now. And then we spoke yesterday about once we get to about $1,000 that he's paying me every month, that we would move maybe towards a rental agreement where I don't know what that exactly will look like. It'll probably depend on, how much we do in the next month or two. But yeah, moving to something a little bit more stable, for him.
Awesome. Okay. So in the last week, he sent you over $500 in
Mhm.
commissions. He's got another two jobs that he's got
Mhm.
scheduled.
And they're big removal jobs, so they should be several $100s probably, I would think.
Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, sounds like you'll be hitting that $1,000 per month on just that
Yeah.
one site pretty soon here,
I
right?
hope so. Yeah.
That's great. Okay. So you've got that one, you've got another contractor paying you 10%. Those are more like bathroom remodels, kitchen remodels, those type of jobs,
Yes.
correct?
He's got a couple bathroom remodels, sunrooms, maybe a kitchen remodel. He's got like 5 or 6 jobs that we've sent him. Remodeling just takes a while. And so, like, we have sent him, a room addition was the very first one that we sent him. And that's still happening. It's a big job. And so that's been several months and it still hasn't even started. So, um,
Yeah,
they working with the client to figure out exactly what they want. Like, it just takes a lot of time, but they're such high end jobs that, like, I think once he finally gets paid for one, I mean, it would be several $1,000s, I think, coming to us. And so I think moving to a rental agreement once he gets paid on one of them is a no brainer.
for sure. That is awesome. Okay. So we got those two. We're working on just optimizing the other four and getting them to where they need to be. It sounds like you've also been able to do some other work, some other website building for people in the meantime. You just landed a $2,000 website build, correct?
Yes.
And that was for a tree guy.
Yeah. A tree guy
Okay.
just in a small town close to where we live. He's an old guy. He called me the internet lady to his wife. Like, he doesn't know anything he knows less than I do about websites. But yeah, just needed a website before he retires and turns his business over, to somebody else, wants to get that up and going. I'm going to do his Google business profile for him as well. He just said that he used to be the only tree guy in his small town, and now some other people have moved in and are taking his jobs from him. Um, and believes it's because he doesn't have a website. And I said that's probably the case. And so we're gonna build him a website.
That's great. Okay, so you've helped him. You've been able to help another guy a couple states away, even I think up
Oh, way
in
far away.
Rhode
Yeah,
Island or
he's in Rhode
something.
Island. Yeah,
Okay,
he was one just when I was doing some research, like my niche research. It was a place that I had considered building a website. And this was back when Google was removing their business profiles, and he had a business profile. Um, and it was going to go away. So I just sent him a message, and he was on board for having an actual website built. Sorry, my daughter is.
You're good.
Go back over there, please. Thank you.
You're great.
She's the one that doesn't take naps right now.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, she's watching Toy Story.
Oh, good. That's great. Okay, so
Yeah, so
you
I built. He was also a remodel contractor, and so I built his site. Several. He was the first one that I built a site for, but it was a good like learning experience, and he was very happy with it. So yeah.
That's great. Awesome. So yeah, so that's probably my favorite part about digital real estate is while we're building these assets that you're, renting out and can go for a long time and be pretty much passive once they're up, is you can also make money in the meantime by just the amount of skills that you learn that it takes to build a digital real estate site, and you can then now sell these same skills and services individually to businesses all over the country, right? So
Right.
doesn't have to be exactly in your neck of the woods. Are any of the 6 sites that you've built targeted towards where you live, or are they all
Only the most recent one that I built.
okay?
It's if in my hometown for concrete. But the other five that I built several months ago, none of them are in. Well, two of them are in Arkansas, but not where I live. The other three are in Alabama. So yeah,
Awesome. That's great. Yeah. So just goes to show, yeah, that you can do this anywhere, right? It doesn't
yes, yeah,
matter if your hometown's saturated in this niche or that niche. There's always some more low-hanging fruit out there. So
yeah.
that's great. We're excited to see you start winning and start getting some money coming in. I I love the time frame, right? Of hey, this has been a 6 month journey. Now we're to the point where we're gonna start making some serious money here. Just goes to show that this isn't one of those things that's get rich overnight, right? This is a real business model that it takes some work, it takes some learning some new skills, but these can pay off big in the long run, right? So maybe Johanna, how we'll end here is just kind of describe your experience working with Dakota and myself, our other coaches, being a part of the RBA community, how that's helped you, what your experience has been. If you recommend it, don't recommend it. Love to just hear kind of your
Oh
thoughts.
yeah, I definitely the amount of support you guys give is incredible. I mean, when I first started, I mean, all the time, I feel like I have so many questions. Like, there's always something coming up that I'm not sure about, and all of you guys are really helpful. Um, Especially like with the niche research, like I just kind of second guess myself, and so you've always been really helpful with that. Dakota's walked me through some sales calls because my husband was originally going to be the sales guy for us, but his job is very demanding. He travels a lot. And so I've kind of taken on the sales role, which is not
Oh,
my thing at
good for
all.
you.
So he
Yeah.
coaches me, Dakota coaches me, but I've kind of taken on that role also for now. Um, Wake's been really helpful with Google Ads. That was something that was like really intimidating for me, just because you're spending money to make money, and I didn't want to mess it up. So he's been really helpful to get those ads, some of those ads going. Zach's calls are always learn something new on Zach's calls. Yeah, the really a great amount of support, and then just in the RBA community, like I have several contacts who all live in different states, that some of them that kind of started around the same time I do, that we send messages on the little chat feature a lot. I'm in a group on Facebook with some of them where we help each other out, and just ask questions of like, what happened when you did this, like, and we kind of bounce ideas off each other or ask about their experiences. So that's been really helpful too.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you, and can't wait to see everything you accomplish. And like always, we're just here to support you and answer any questions you have. So thanks so much for jumping on today, and we'll go ahead and end this one here. Thank you, Johanna.
Okay, thanks.